This is QTV News and I am Mariettu Sidibe. In this edition, members of the Gambia Police Force complete a 2-week training on security sector reform and middle management. Food Safety and Quality Authority of the Gambia orders closure of Best Water Company following failure to meet safety and quality standards. The Judiciary of the Gambia begins a 2-day training workshop for 46 secretaries and typists. Those were our top stories and now the news in detail. Officers of the Gambia Police Force completed a 2-week intensive training on security sector reform and middle management. The training, provided by the German government through the Kofi Annan International Peace Training Center, is to complement national efforts in reforming the security services of the Gambia. Sadio Brito attended the closing ceremony and she now tells us more.
A total of 64 officers have completed an intensive training on security sector reform, otherwise SSR, and the police middle management course. Participants were taken through community policing, gender mainstreaming, managing conflicts, leadership, challenges in integrated peace support operations, amongst others. Assistant Inspector General Administration Demba Sow said the security services of the Gambia are undergoing reforms in order to be more effective, responsive, and accountable to the Gambian people. This training, according to the Assistant Inspector General, couldn't have come at a more opportune time for them. He challenged the participants
to operationalize the good practices and concepts you are taught here to help transform Gambia Police Force into the better. We all know that effective positive change is a daunting task, and for it to succeed, we need all hands on deck. I believe 60 agents of change is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
DCP Lamin Banda is one of the officers who underwent the training. He said the Gambia, since the event of January 2017, has been confronted with peace and security challenges that have to some degree affected the socio-economic development of the country. That, he said, amongst other factors, makes the country vulnerable and highly susceptible to homegrown and international threats. He thanked the German government through the Kofi Annan International Peace Training Center for what he called a vibrant initiative.
This holistic and context-specific program offered to us by Kofi Annan in the spirit of bilateral support marks a significant beginning towards conflict prevention and transformation in Gambia, as it laid strong emphasis on building the country's security apparatus, which in no measurable term would complement the efforts of the government in re-engineering the most crucial infrastructures for peace and development, that is the security.
In a bid to revitalize the security sector, the President of the Gambia, His Excellency Adama Barrow, launched the Gambia Security Sector Reform Project. The project is supported by the United Nations and other development partners and is expected to help the government design and implement an inclusive security reform strategy, which will ensure that the security forces accomplish their constitutional mandate and mission in line with the rule of law and democratic principles of transparency and accountability. QTV News, I am Sadio Brito.
The Managing Director of Food Safety and Quality Authority has urged all persons who have purchased Best bottled water to contact the authority and return it to the point of purchase. This came in the wake of findings made by the authority's inspectors who found visible signs of contamination on Best products. She was speaking at a press conference held at her office in Kotu. For more on the story, and Sumana Esonyasi reports.
Following the issuance of a press release by the Food Safety and Quality Authority ordering for the withdrawal of Best bottled water from the market, the authority convened a press conference to shed more light on the matter. Addressing the media, the Director General of Food Safety and Quality Authority, Zainab Jallow, said the decision to ask Sunshine Industries, producers of the Best bottled water, to temporarily cease operation was prompted by disturbing findings made by FSQA inspectors, among which is the distribution of bottled water that do not meet the hygienic requirements for food and feed as per the Food Safety and Quality Act 2011. The products are said to be containing visible signs of contamination. The company's lack of implementation of traceability and recall plans, which forms part of an important requirement in case of food safety emergencies, is also among the many reasons that prompted the authority's decision.
Not what we consider the best quality of water. It's colored, and just to be sure, it's a precautionary measure. That's why we're keeping it out of the market until we can test it and see it's safe. Even if it's safe, it's still not the best quality. Because when we talk about the safety standards of and quality standards of water, we talk about colorless. Water is supposed to be colorless, not like this. This is why we're pulling it out of the market. People made complaint about the scent and the taste and the color, and we went to the facility and discovered that this was still something that was available. And from our investigation, we think it has to do with the hygiene of the environment. One of the pipes was rusted that needs to be cleaned. So we think this is something that can be fixed, because I think the one thing we want people to understand is that food safety is not here to stop businesses from making their money. We're here for the safety of the consumers.
The FSQA director said until laboratory analyses have been done to verify the safety of the water, the general public is urged to desist from buying the product.
Well, as you're aware, in Gambia, we don't have any accredited labs, so these samples will be going overnight tonight to Senegal. So hopefully by Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll get the results back. The samples they have collected are very representative sample. We're not only taking the ones with the colors, but we're also taking the colorless ones that you can buy from the shops. And we'll also take from their tanks within the establishment itself to check all of them and see where the issue is coming from, and then help them work with them to make sure it's back. This is not the first time we're closing a water factory. The reason you are more aware of it, I'm sure if people recall, in 2014 we closed another one due to the same problems. But we've worked with other establishments where we put in improvement notices and then guide them through to make sure everything is okay. Because once again, we want to reiterate, our intention is not to hurt the business, but to make sure people are safe.
The Best Bottled Water Company officials were approached by QTV, but they declined to comment on the matter. Their product is one of the most popular bottled water products in the country, but this scandal will sure leave a lasting scar on the company's future sales. For QTV News, I am Answana Isonyasi.
The European Commission has decided to give €55 million to help the Gambia's sustainable and inclusive growth. A press statement from the EU office in the Gambia says the State and Resilience Building contract will support the democratic transition period of the Gambia. It will contribute to improved governance, public financial management, and service delivery. The duration of this new program will be of 2 years for the budget support component and 3 years for the technical assistance part. The EU's immediate priority in the Gambia, the statement added, is to contribute to stabilizing the political, security, and financial situation of the country in order to guarantee that democracy takes roots. This program, it says, intends to provide predictability of funding at the time the government will need fiscal space to finance basic public services delivery and the cost of the transition related to the most urgent reforms needed to consolidate democracy, rule of law, and public governance in a still constrained fiscal environment. The judiciary of the Gambia, in partnership with ICB Solution, on Friday began a 2-day training workshop for 46 secretaries and typists from different courts across the country. The training, held at the Baobab Holiday Resort in Bijilo, will focus on transactional and organizational communication skills. Omar P. Jallo reports.
Speaking at the opening ceremony, the CEO of ICB Solution, Aissatou Konate, said her organization has partnered with the judiciary to offer training for about 46 secretaries and typists on transactional and organizational communication skills. Konate said the training will help improve the communication skills of the participants, citing the significant role secretaries and typists played in any organization, describing them as gatekeepers of every organization, saying a lot of documents go through them. She said it is therefore very important for these documents to be accurate.
The observation has been there, because I said during my opening statement, the success of this can be determined by the extent to which they participate. So far we've seen the amount of participation is really interactive, because from that we can gauge their level and offer continuous capacity development trainings.
What are you expecting to see at the end of the 2-day workshop?
definitely an improvement from their current level, because it won't be fruitful if they just stay where they are. So we are really excited, and we have able lecturers. We have the dean at the School of Journalism and Digital Media, University of the Gambia, and we have another lecturer from the university, Mrs. Vera Lebo, who is also facilitating in this course. So they have a good team of professionals that they can leverage on to really help take them to the next level.
She expressed delight for partnering with the judiciary for such a training, saying this is one of a series of training her organization offered to the judiciary. She said they previously trained unit heads and cadres of the judiciary. This, she said, goes to show the value the judiciary puts on building the capacities of their staff. One of the participants, Maria Mambai of the High Court of Banjul, said the training will help improve their writing and speaking skills as secretaries and typists in the judiciary.
Well, I must say I am very impressed with this workshop because it enables me and my colleagues to learn new stuffs. Like, for example, now we are able to differentiate between errors and mistakes, and by God's grace, at the end of the workshop, we will be able to improve ourselves in the office.
Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar Pijal.
Before we end this bulletin, we recap our main top stories. Officers of the Gambia Police Force completed a 2-week intensive training on security sector reform and middle management. The program, which was provided by the German government through the Kofi Annan International Peace Training Center, is to build the capacity of the country's security services and ensure best practices. Best Water Company ordered to shut down after company failed to meet safety and quality requirements. The Judiciary of the Gambia, in partnership with ICB Solutions, began a 2-day workshop for 46 secretaries and typists across the country. The workshop will focus on transactional and organizational communication skills. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Join us tomorrow for more news.